This is a story called The Little Monsters, Chapter 16, The Little Thief. All the kids are at school and someone has stolen Creeper's dinner money, leaving her unable to pay for her school dinner and reducing the poor girl to tears. However, no one knows who has taken it, so Mrs. Applejack does a bag search, but she finds nothing. She doesn't want Creeper to go without lunch, so she speaks to the headmistress, Mrs. Tinker, and she allows Creeper to have a free school lunch. She also rang her parents to explain what had happened, and that Creeper was upset. When Creeper went home, she burst into tears because she thought that she was in trouble. Her parents both hugged and kissed her and told her that she wasn't in any trouble and that they knew what had happened. The following day, Creeper was given dinner money for school again, but this time her mum put it in a purse for her. However, this didn't stop the little thief because they stole the purse with her dinner money in, leaving her heartbroken again. Again, the school gave her a free school dinner, but she couldn't eat it because she was so upset. The rest of the gang went and sat with her and Kicker wiped away her tears. They all said that if she wasn't going to eat her dinner, then they won't either, even Stumpy, which they all thought was quite funny. This cheered Creeper up a bit, but again she thought she'd get into trouble with her parents. Thankfully, that wasn't the case because Mrs. Applejack rang her parents again and explained what had happened. After that day, Creeper took a packed lunch to school. Unfortunately, that was also stolen. No one could understand why. As a result of this, Creeper was allowed to go home for lunch. The problem didn't end there though, as a few days after Creeper started going home for lunch, Kicker's lunch money was stolen. Just like Creeper, she too got upset and had to have a free school lunch. That same day, 4 of the kids had their lunch money stolen. All those kids were given a free school lunch. Later that day, Stumpy's pencil case with all his pens in got nicked. The kids searched everywhere but no one could find it and Stumpy was quite upset. Creeper said, "We need to find out who's doing this and why they're doing it. The thing is, how are we going to do it?" "I know what we could do. We could put flour everywhere and set up a trap to catch them," said Stampy. "Yes, that sounds like a great idea," said Kicker. That day after school, the kids all went to Bumpy's house. They got 3 bags of flour and put them in Bumpy's school bag. They also took some very strong mustard, some very spicy tomato ketchup and brown sauce, and some other very strong spices. The next day they all sneaked into school early through an open window. They went into the school canteen and made a few sandwiches and put the hot spices in them and flour. At lunchtime they put them on the school wall. However, the little thief took the food but no one saw them and they still didn't know who was stealing everyone's lunches and dinner money. The following day, Bumpy had been given some money to buy a new school tie because their old one was too small and it had a hole in it. When she went to the school shop to get her tie, she went to get her money out to pay for it. However, the money was gone and she got really upset. Mrs. Tinker let her have the tie and then she called her parents and explained what had happened. Her mum came to the school and paid for the tie. Then she went to check on Bumpy, who was playing in the school playground. She was upset but she didn't want to go home. Later that day, a little girl called Riley went to get her school dinner money out to pay for her dinner, but it was gone. The staff gave her a free dinner and made sure that she was okay. Whilst the dinner ladies were dishing out the kids' dinners, the Little Monsters gang sneaked into the school kitchen and stole some very spicy food and flour. Then they made some more of their very spicy sandwiches and put them on the school wall for the little thief, hoping they'd catch them, but unfortunately they didn't. When the dinner ladies had finished serving the kids' dinners, they went into the kitchen and they couldn't believe what they saw. The kitchen literally looked like a bomb had dropped on it. The staff couldn't understand what had happened. There was no one else but them in the kitchen and no one saw anyone going in or out. They cleaned up the mess and then they finished work and went home. The following day the kids sneaked into the school kitchen and made some more very hot and spicy sandwiches, and again they left the kitchen in a right mess. When the kitchen staff arrived and they saw the state of the kitchen, they couldn't believe it. The kids ran out when no one was looking. They put the sandwiches in their lunchboxes and waited for the little thief to show up. However, when the little thief did show up, they made sure that the kids weren't looking and then they took the food. The kids couldn't believe that they'd missed them again. A few days later the kids heard that the little thief had struck again and they were adamant that they were going to catch them one way or another. That day the kids sneaked into the school kitchen again and made some more really hot and spicy sandwiches, yet again leaving the kitchen in an absolute mess. However, this time they were caught red-handed. They were sent to the headmistress's office and she said to them, "What on earth did you kids think you were doing?" All the kids started to cry, "Wah, wah, wah." Then Stumpy said in between tears, "We were trying to catch the thief, miss. Wah, wah, wah." "It's no use crying. I want you all to go to the school kitchen and clean up the mess you've made, and we'll say no more about it, seeing as how you were all trying to do the right thing." However, the kids were still adamant that they were going to catch the little thief. Mrs. Tinker and the kitchen staff agreed that the kids could use the kitchen as long as they cleaned up their mess afterwards. The kids did clean up their mess, but they still didn't catch the little thief. One day they had all been invited to Kika's house for tea. Her mum had baked 2 apple pies for dessert and she left them cooling on the worktop near an open kitchen window. When she went back into the kitchen about 10 minutes later, the pies were gone. The kids looked at each other and said, "The thief strikes again." Kika said, "We have to catch this thief. I don't know how, but we have to catch them." "I know, I have a toy mousetrap and you put something on it, and when someone sets it off it grabs their fingers, but it doesn't hurt. We could use that to catch the thief," said Stumpy. "Stampy," said Stampy. The kids thought this was a really good idea. The next day Stampy took his toy mousetrap to school and they all made their spicy and very hot sandwiches, much to the amusement of the kitchen staff. That day the little thief was caught. It turned out to be the little bully. He was trying to get his revenge on all the kids who grassed him up for bullying them. Mrs. Tinker called his parents and got them to come to the school. They gave her permission to cane their son in front of the whole school, and she gave him 10 of the best. Then his parents smacked him hard on his bum in front of the whole school. He was then excluded from school for a month. Needless to say, yet again the little bully had been taught a lesson, and he'd learnt a lesson, and he never stole again. I won't lie and say he never bullied again, because he did, and that's why he was known as the little bully, even though his name was Stuart. End of chapter 16. Thank you, hope you like it. Bye.